As you see, Top Esports on the blue side after they rightfully won that 1v1. We immediately get the Rumble first pick out of everything after we saw some major bans. The Victor, curiously not banned. And then for IG, on the red side, they take the Ashe and Nocturne.
Okay, so Ashe Varus trade, going to be our game one standards, it appears to be. You just get rid of both of those AD carries. You don't want to give both over to one side if you get it. You know, we're going to get 2 games regardless. Nocturne, I really like specifically versus Rumble, excuse me, because when you turn the lights out, it's really difficult for the equalizer to go down. And then if you equalizer first, it means that you can sort of stall the fight as IG in this case. But the Rell getting locked in as well. Already a very, very high presence bot lane duo for top.
I love that. I know something we talked, or at least that we're going to talk a little bit about, is this bot lane and trying to figure out who's going to win the kind of bend and break style of the 2v2 down there. The biggest curious question for me with JackeyLove and Crisp is how they are going to work in the 2v2, because Crisp typically likes to get out of lane in a lot of ways, but JackeyLove is a very heavy 2v2 centered focus. So we'll see what they kind of go up against now that the Ashe is picked up by IG. We'll see if what the support matchup is going to be, but the Gnar is the final pick in the first phase, at least, by IG.
So we have bot lane and top lane picked for both of our teams. It is a converse jungle versus support, so those are going to be your focuses for the second round of bans. You can already see junglers getting focused by IG, Rakan taken off the board. Maybe we see a Braum taken away as well by Top Esports, because there's a chance that the Braum does really well. It's a really nice pairing with the Ashe as well. They've got projectiles coming from the Varus. There we go. And now you get to see this sort of dichotomy of what the two teams are looking to play for. Take the probably mid lane here, or match your support, excuse me, is the answer for IG, unless they've got something super crazy that they're cooking up.
I do wonder if they just want to go something stock standard right now, hovering the Alistar, obviously, but something that can have a little bit of say into a Rell matchup. I do like it. You get a lot of CC chaining as well right now for IG's side of things, and they'll be able to have a little bit of counter pick available for Rookie of all people.
Yeah, and you know, mid lane counter pick is something that had kind of died down a little bit in recent seasons. We'd seen a lot of, okay, it's top, we need to get top lane counter pick, absolutely, but now it's going to be Creme coming off of what was a very, very solid year, moving into a blind pick versus Rookie, who you never want to face down, really.
Yeah, I think this combination of players to going against each other, it's the new guard versus the old guard in a lot of ways, but Rookie going back to IG, now Creme without the help of Jiejie behind, who Top Esports had gotten for him as a coach, a positional coach throughout this last year. See if he's learned some of those lessons. We get the final pick for Top Esports is that Viego for Kanavi, so taking a little bit more onus into his hands.
And this is, it's not synonymous with Kanavi, but I definitely have seen the Viego Kanavi do 1 or 2 crazy things on an international stage before, and I think that these two, these picks going head-to-head versus a Nocturne specifically, the early game access is definitely there for Kanavi. A Nocturne pre-level 6, not something that you're particularly looking to fight around, but this is also the beginnings now of a really solid, or rather the ending, I should say, to a very good front-to-back composition for TES, whereas IG are looking to deathball and kill everybody in one fell swoop.
Yeah, I like that. And, you know, once we hit that level 6, I'm sure it'll tick up in pressure. But the utility they have with the Paranoia and the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to provide a lot. I'm glad that they went with the Oriata instead of the Open Victor there. So you get that kind of the combination there with the Nocturne. But as you had mentioned, a lot of pressure early, I'm sure, from Top Esports. And for the first game that we get to see Kanavi on Top Esports, you give them the sticks and let them drive.
And I think that that's exactly what he's going to have to do. We talked about these two junglers being very controlling. Kanavi's got that element now of early game pressure. He's got the onus, the sort of potential early on to make those plays happen. He's up against a Nocturne, a champion that needs just a little bit longer before they can make something happen. So I think that Kanavi has got all of the tools in his chest so far. Whether or not he can get them out and use them effectively, that's going to be the big question.
And also looking back down to that 2v2 in bot lane, if there does become anything boiling to a point, I think it could put the entire map off kilter a little bit, especially in the 2v2 in its own right, if we get a little bit of jungle presence there. But I'm very excited for this series to kick off. I know one of these teams is going to have to bow out of Demacia Cup, and we'll have to see them in 2025. But This is the first time we get to see two of our potential top teams in the LPL in 2025 going at it for each other, and a lot of big changes coming across the board for them. And that's why I think as a whole, I love Demacia Cup in general, just as an off-season tournament, as a potential for our players to get more experience, more time playing together, and we get fun moments like this right ahead of Christmas.
Absolutely. I think we are ready for the game, so let's hop on in and see quite where we are going to fall early doors. Crisp already going in.
Oh no, this is the worst start you could have as a Nocturne. You need time. You need time to incubate. There ain't no time when top esports is on the clock.
Oh, and now TheShy walking in.
Oh no, don't do it. Come on, man. I think he might actually die for this one. He's gonna get a little bit low. The Conqueror did get stacked. Kanavi wants it.
No!
It's gonna be JackeyLove of all people who takes it down. The ace is ready to go.
Oh, and he burns the flash as well. It's an absolute disaster for the mini Gnar to begin with. Now, the rest of IG, they're circling. They want to find them, but they're down in numbers.
Dude, we're just going to keep walking in here. Meiko's like, oh, goodness. 3-man pulverize. Who's going to be there? Gala starting to fire away, but Jiejie doesn't really have an exit. Jiejie flashing and still died. JackeyLove starting with a 2-0 now. Here comes Gala, though, chasing down JackeyLove. The Flame Spitter doing work. That's another big pulverize coming in, but Meiko will bite the dust as well. In top esports, they are hungry for blood, and they're welcoming this game. He wants to crash down, and he gets it over the wall. Another one comes through. Kanavi is taking all their souls for forfeit. JackeyLove gonna find even more, and my God, are we starting off with a bang?
He's got 5 kills already. Kanavi finds another one. JackeyLove is gonna go into the hallway.
We're still going.
No way he's gonna die. Surely he dies here. Cleanses the slow.
Comes out. Kanavi's there. Welcome to top esports, my king and savior, as top esports get away with absolute murder.
It is 7-3, Lennon, and we are 2 minutes 30 into this game.
That's my LPL, baby.
That's my LPL. That's my region. Holy moly. What a beginning. And to take stock of all of this as well, this isn't a Varus that is going poke, that is opting into a little bit more of a scaling aspect. This is on-hit Varus that is going to be absolutely pelting you with autos. I mean, the replay is about as long as the initial start to this.
It's tragic.
TheShy flashes late, unfortunately. Gets an E and an auto. Yeah. It happens as well a little bit later on. I think it was...
yeah.
Yeah, he just finds himself a little bit caught out.
So Chris literally did that same play like 3 times in this play.
I'd be interested by a vision toggle, because I wonder if they actually see Crisp walk into that top side for the second time round. I mean, they must do if I'm looking at this way. And the pulverize, again, they look so good. Cool. But to what end? To what end is the important answer, and unfortunately it's to a bad one.
Oh my God. This is exactly how I wanted this one to start out. This might be a little bit of a hot take, but IG are definitely the fun super team. Like, they put all the big names together. TheShy didn't play, so you're wondering what kind of quality he has. Top esports is the, like, I'm going to run this league super team, and we're seeing that even more so in the top lane, as they have lane swapped and punished TheShy.
And remember, this isn't base damage Varus trying to dive you under the turret. This is a Varus with Berserker Greaves and an extra longsword trying to dive you under a turret. It becomes significantly easier when you've spent 1100 gold to dive a Gnar under the turret. Able to find a quick kill onto the Varus, or for the Varus, excuse me, and then down on that bot side, it doesn't really look like we're seeing any sort of recompense for 369.
Oh no. Well, unfortunately, the feed is a little bit frozen, but it looked like Kanavi was about to have a little bit more fun on the rift there, and it is looking a tad bit one-sided here. My big thing going into this was like, oh, finally we get to see Jiejie on even footing with Kanavi, and they're gonna just go at it and at it and at it, and then JackeyLove's like, nah, hold on.
we're gonna 5-man invade your top side, and we're gonna fight.
And you're just gonna walk into us over and over again.
You could have conceded, and it might have been okay. However, we've not allowed
didn't die.
So what's crazy? Nobody has flash, right? So all of these ganks are very dangerous.
We like to live in danger, you know. I guess that's the thematics of tonight. I really do struggle to see. Okay, we're gonna continue. I mean, there's somebody waiting in the bush right there. Yeah, Crispus just going for it.
Oh,
Just
well
get
played.
knocked away by Meiko. So well done.
It's a good cleanse from Gala there, and obviously Meiko able to stop
Not
that.
again.
No, no.
TheShy, what do you do? Oh no.
You see,
Oh
there's
man.
oh, maybe Jiejie can find something here.
You might be able to, though. Kanavi does have the Gnar now, and unfortunately, JJ will just have to get back to the wave.
Oh no,
JackeyLove,
he's dead.
JackeyLove, one more
Unfortunately.
auto, and he gets it as he walks away. Cool, calm, and collected. It's 6-0 and 5.5 minutes in. JackeyLove.
Yeah, well, I mean, the theory around this game was maybe it'll be an absolute stomp. Maybe it will be two cerebral minds going head to head. We're
Maybe it's
tending
Maybelline.
toward the former. Maybe it is Maybelline today. This has been. I don't think we can take too much from the beginning of this game, to be honest. It's just an absolute brawl from level 1 that is now beginning to snowball quite significantly.
I'm really happy to see Top Esports being able to take control of stuff like
Hmm.
this. I mean, you always wonder, it's the first game we see this roster together. What is it going to look like? But they played to their strengths in the draft, and that's what I love to see. And then the execution as well.
Yeah, so there's again to hem back onto what you've just said there, that they played to their strengths in the draft. If they were better level 1, why wouldn't they force at level 1 and try and make these plays happen? It's pretty much exactly what they did. They know that they can walk in as 5 and probably win the majority of those 5 versus 5s. They did that. They've now extended that even further to be able to dive TheShy twice underneath that top tier 1 turret. They've got advantages in their mid lane as well, as Creme is clearly just looking to absolutely bully the rookie as well. So far, with a 3k gold lead 6 minutes in, we're expecting top to be able to run away with this game.
Now, are we okay with kind of the response that IG has had, where we did see the lane swap? There's a very powerful JackeyLove up there in a 2v1 against TheShy, who's consistently being put down, but IG have stuck their bot lane in the bot lane and tried to take a couple plates to even up there.
So what's important is that TheShy's still getting gold, and that's what their response has been. We've seen so far 369 be very respectful, sort of losing graciously, if you will, but it's coming at a cost because he's down 600 gold over his counterpart. They're even on experience, and actually looking at the items, TheShy is ahead. So if lanes start to match up again, TheShy, despite these 4 deaths before 7 minutes, probably feeling fairly confident in the 1v1. The issue then comes that there's a very real world where IG can't step up to this wave in a 2v2.
Oh, they're going to go crash down in the middle of the waves here too. Meiko get a little bit lower, trying to get the play under the turret here. JackeyLove finally finding Gala there with a couple arrows as well. Meiko is just running off into the sunset to try to get as much distance as he can, but unfortunately Kanavi is the sheriff in this town. He's going to try to chase him down.
And I mean, this is going to be a long, slow burn, and maybe even walks into. Okay, well, burns the flash, and there we go. Finds a quick kill. Denies an assist, which is nice because he takes so long. But even still, there's a lot of zoning going on. Gala's not able to get access to this wave, and if that continues and continues, then all of a sudden, all the time that you spent with Gala getting free farm is now significantly removed.
We see a little bit of recompense, at least IG getting the first dragon of the game and an infernal dragon, which will feel good in some regards, but they do have a little bit of a ticking timer. I think Grubs has become such an important one, especially the first spawn, but when you're already up 3-0 in Grub spawn, you expect that second one to be even more important to try to get the 6. We already see IG trying to respond with their own strategy, swipping the top lane.
Yeah, and I think that them being in the top lane for now is absolutely fine, but if they continue to stay around this top side when those grubs spawn, they're just going to fall even further behind. I think that this is a sort of tough sacrifice, but conceding second grubs quite possibly has to be their answer because they cannot fight at the minute. Just the sheer items that have come through on that bot and jungle, JackeyLove and Kanavi have already got Trinity Force and Blade of the Ruin King. There's just no fight that is winning for IG at the minute. So there's a sort of a bit of a saving grace at the minute that JackeyLove and Crisp have moved their way back down to that bot side. But I think that's only because the plates that they can get there are easier to take down at the minute.
Yeah, at least. I'm just sitting there looking at it was like 840 or something whenever Kanavi completed his Trinity Force. That is not a cheap item.
No.
Completing that early. But yeah, the 4-0-6 and 6-0-4 mirrored score lines between Kanavi and JackeyLove. I mean, this pairing has a lot of ceiling to grow into here. This is the first game we're seeing them pair together, and Kanavi playing even more aggressive now.
It's actually really smart. The reason that top moved their bot lane down is so that they could deny all of these bot side camps, or as many of them as possible. JackeyLove has just pushed in that bot wave, so now Gala has to catch that wave under the turret so he doesn't fall further behind. And that means that there's an advantage on the map, means that top esports can walk in. They've already taken the Gromp. They're going to take this blue successfully as well. And Jiejie would have loved to have found 3 camps down on this bot side. He's actually only got 1.
It's so unfortunate. And this is kind of what we alluded to going into it. We were talking about how controlling these junglers can be. And one of the possibilities you had highlighted itself was we can get to a point where it's very one-sided because you have all that control. And we are seeing that unfold here, but maybe a little bit one-sided on bot side. Paranoia coming through. JackeyLove with the chains of corruption there, though, is going to be getting a little bit more damage down. And Meiko falls. Chris stands strong. And it's JackeyLove who takes down his former support from this last year.
You absolutely love those situations as an AD carry. When you're super fed, they 3v2 you, but they don't go onto you at all. It's just a dream come true for JackeyLove there. He can stand and free fire the entire duration. And the fact that Crisp even lives is, you know, added bonus really more so than anything. Kanavi finds the 6 grubs on that top side, and it's just a continuation of what is a completely dominant beginning from top esports.
What's so funny is I highlighted the point a little bit more. Okay, as TheShy is just going to be caught out. He almost just died to one combo from Kanavi. Meiko's going in.
Still not
full
6
horns right now and just getting burned alive. He just got put on a barbecue as Kanavi's still kicking. Finally, going to get feared away. Goes with the Heartbreaker anyways and gets the kill.
So close again, but just not quite having enough gold means they can't find another kill. And now TheShy.
No. TheShy, what are you doing, bro? Oh, nice little flash. He's still got the move, but he dies anyways. You gotta remember that sword is very long.
Absolutely, and again, the Kanavi show is fully in motion at this stage. I think we can say. I think that this is more so the top esports show, to be honest, for game number 1. They have got 15 kills, 12 minutes in. They are going for plate dominion as well, where they get all of the plates on the map, which is something that you very rarely see, but they've still got 2 minutes to take down what is, I think, 4 plates bot lane and maybe 2 or 3 in the mid lane as well. How far ahead they are this game, they absolutely should be able to get it.
I'm just sitting here looking at Creme. He's like, everybody else has massive KP. Creme is just sitting there all alone at 0, 1, and 2.
He's having a great time, man. This is a great laning experience for Creme. This is just him and Rookie are playing a 1v1 right now, right? They're just being moved around.
Oh, Kanavi overstepped his bounds there.
No, Meiko.
Meiko. Unfortunate, you can see SF. Things sputter out a little bit. There's gonna be a hawk shot towards mid, maybe trying to take down JackeyLove. He does have support there right away though from Kanavi and Crisp. And now Meiko and Gala are in trouble. Chains of Corruption's gonna connect. There's the crash out, still level 5. No hope or no prayers. JackeyLove gets another one as it's just Kanavi putting that crown on himself as he takes them down one by little one.
Just a slaughter in the bot side jungle. He's still going.
He's still going, baby. Like the Energizer Bunny. He just don't quit. Welcome to top esports, Kanavi.
A triple kill in the bot side jungle, and honestly, largely 1 versus 3. There was a chain of corruption that set up the kill onto Gala, but the rest of it was absolutely all this Viego. And another monstrous fight in the this time bot side, but top esports are just running away with this game.
It's a kill over a kill a minute, and they have most of them. It's 19-3 right now. Absolute dominion by top.
So Meiko needs to get level 6, is what we're learning from this, is to just go find some creeps, go stand by them. But from here, this is all Kanavi. Nobody's here to help him. Yes, people are walking menacingly nearby, but you know, what is actually going on there? Nothing's particularly happening as the downtown is absolutely incredible. And then, I mean, Rookie falling here. This is one of those situations where you think, surely I'm fine if I'm full HP and under my turret. Actually, no, you aren't.
He's the boogeyman. You are not safe anywhere. And unfortunately, that small bit of control, that small little bit of real estate that IG had claimed is going to mean nothing because the next dragon goes to top esports. Complete control of the map goes to top esports. And with the kind of composition that IG has, it's very difficult to be fighting out of these tough situations.
I'm, you know, we should never say that a game is over, but I'm fairly confident.
Oh, it's over, baby.
I'm fairly confident that Top Esports are going to win this game. Something in my head is telling me that Top might be able to take this game relatively comfortably this time round. And the question becomes, when, not if, I think is the question. Sort of when are they going to be able to close this out, and how are they going to do it? Because I think with this Herald, like they could probably just 5-man mid and win. With how far ahead they are, they get 1 kill. Who's tanky enough to withstand all of the damage that they're going to put down? I genuinely don't think there's anyone that can stop them.
God, it's just such a masterclass performance against in a matchup. Oh God, here comes TheShy. Hey, we said he's up to the shy things. Well, he's gonna continue that track, and JackeyLove will get another kill. But talk about Kanavi a little bit more. Is like there was a lot of unknowns. I mean, he had been the staple position for or for JDG for so long, and then coming over to Top Esports is so different. You see the arrow cross map. They actually have a play here from IG. They finally find another kill, but they're losing everything in top lane. And I don't get to do story time about Kanavi because he's running them through in the top lane of IG.
How do you theorize they now defend versus a 6-grubbed Rift Herald attack when they don't have Paranoia and they don't have Shockwave? They've broken open the base 16 minutes into the game. They've now taken a second tier 2 turret, looking like it's going to be a third because Rookie is still in the bot lane.
I mean, they're on 2 items already for Kanavi and JackeyLove. They're just going to fight it out under turret. Meiko, even with the Unbreakable Will, he barely survives. They actually get a little bit more damage here. TheShy is about to get Gnar, but he can't stack it up fast enough. There's too much damage coming in. Kanavi going to have to use the Heartbreaker defensively, though. They've just sacrificed Creme, but he does make it out with a nice little flash. Gets shoved into the wall, and he survives because JackeyLove is there to put in the damage. They're going to chase down this trio here. Rookie had found a massive TP, but there's another TP coming in. And 369 wants a little bit of revenge. He's going to immediately flash. He's getting CC, but the Flame Spitter still goes. And that fire be spitting. A double kill comes over for Creme. Top Esports realized they've bitten off a little bit more than they could chew and back away.
A casual 13,000 gold lead, 17 minutes into the game for Top Esports. Not a bad way to start out their Demacia Cup antics. And again, this is a continuation of a level 1 that pretty much decided the game anyway, but the way Top Esports are still just playing on the very edge, right? The fact that they baited IG to thinking that they could get a fight in that situation and then still turned it around. Genuinely incredible stuff. And again, as many engages as you look for, there's never going to be the perfect one. Meiko, the Unbreakable Will looking incredibly fragile right there, and he almost falls as well. And then TheShy thinks he's found an opportunity. Okay, Creme's a little bit overextended. We can get a little flash and a follow-up here. Just not the case, as the rest of the team can follow so quickly.
Creme's getting caught out a little bit. Does get the Paranoia popped onto him, and Rookie will claim the kill.
But they're circling like sharks in the water, Mazel. They're on their way.
Who put the chum in the water, IG? Somebody did it. As Top Esports are going to crash down on Meiko. They actually get a little bit tankiness right back, though. Crisp getting a little bit lower. There's a TP for IG's reinforcements. Kanavi wants more. He gets one. He's looking for extra. Heartbreaker still at the ready. Still ready to go. Kanavi goes for a second. Could this be it? He's looking for everything, and he wants the penta. He's hit by the turret. Oh!
A little bit too much there for King Kanavi as he falls underneath the turret, but looking at that top side as well. 369 pushing it to his heart's content. He's getting a load of gold, and still now just JackeyLove who hasn't fallen on this Top Esports roster. Kanavi got a little bit too dicey with death there, does end up falling, and that's a big amount of gold going the way of IG. And I think even after that death, Kanavi should still have a mega bounty on his head, but the catch initially, it's Creme looking to pick up a blue buff, and then Gala with a nice arrow, we have to imagine? No, actually. Just gives vision.
I guess they just knew that he had no exit. They just pulled the trigger on it. The shockwave combo's there. So we actually see the combo work out in real time.
It's a shame that they've wasted it for this game, though, because this would be a lovely one to have for game 2, but True Fearless, they're not going to have that chance. And then you get the continuation. This is Alistar actually doing his job with the tankiness, manages to sustain and survive. And then the Kanavi moment where there's that part in the back of your head. Is this a pentakill after he gets 1 kill? Because he's playing Viego. Fortunately, for IG? The answer was no, as JackeyLove forces the flash from Rookie, and then it's actually a double hop.
Forcing it.
It's a double hop from Kanavi, jumps on JackeyLove's head, which I don't think he was expecting. Is he dead again?
Oh, maybe.
No.
He got feared. The arrow.
Ooh.
Oh my god, he barely missed it. No, Rookie. No. Man down. Man down. Jiejie just left Rookie out to dry. And unfortunately, there will be no Orianna at the comp right now. Top Esports going to ping over towards the Baron.
Yeah, Nocturne channels ultimate. Rookie's like, I've got support, and then Jiejie, nah, I think I'm good, buddy. Actually, I don't want to go in there and get.
Wait, I didn't know you turned out my lights. Oh no.
Baron, probably a formality here. Probably some kills to go with it, but let's find out. IG should look to contest this.
Creme's getting a little dicey there. 369 is going to take the brunt of the damage from IG. Here comes Crisp over the wall. He's a little bit by his lonesome right now, but the rest of the team is coming to join. Equalizer goes a little bit wide there. There's Kanavi getting one of the resets, though, and that's really what you're looking for in any of these fights.
Okay, so a 1-for-1. It's a trade of supports for IG. An absolute win. They stop the Baron going down. They get a kill. They only trade their Alistar, who's already died 5 times so far this game. So you're more than happy with that as a trade, and it stops top from continuing to close out this game. And, you know, it's worth mentioning that the scaling aspect of top esports is also very good as well. They've got Corki Varus as they move later on into the game. So there's not really that possibility of, if we stall guys, we're going to absolutely destroy them late game, because Corki Varus is still very scary.
That is very true. And you're not going to get away from the poke. It's actually terrifying.
Yeah.
I also have maybe a little bit of a side question to ask here.
Okay.
How many kills will it take for JackeyLove to make Meiko want to go back and be like, yo, we haven't started the season yet. Like, put me back in, coach. Like,
I'm gonna go with 17. I think that's the break point.
That's the point where he just writes a letter. He's like, guys, can you please re-sign me?
I actually really wanted to stay with this roster. Believe it or not,
I didn't want to leave at all. I promise.
JackeyLove pretty good, actually. I wouldn't mind playing with him.
Pretty good. We'll see if he continues to be that good. 11-0-8 unkilled, and top esports continuously pressing on this top side of the map to force the Baron if they even feel like they have an extra second to do so.
Okay, so the Jack show on 3 for JackeyLove is also very, very clever, because it just gives him that extra durability, meaning that his likelihood of going down very, very low.
Oh.
Nice move from TheShy there. Dodges out. And Creme. Okay.
We're just throwing ultimates, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't work out for either side.
There we go, another one.
Speaking of, we're just throwing it straight on to JackeyLove. They are actually on top of the man himself. They have not been able to protect the president. He's gone. But the other president on the other side, the counter president, and Kanavi has just been racking up kills left and right. He didn't want to save JackeyLove so they could have the same amount of deaths. And here they go, marching down the mid lane.
And that's probably going to be a game here. Game number 1 should go their way. They've got so much damage. They've got a wave. Job done for top esports. They don't even need the Baron. Honestly, a great game number 1. Not one that gave the most competitive of a fight, but certainly one that was worth a watch.
Absolutely worth a watch. If you just want to watch Kanavi and JackeyLove stunt all over this IG super team. 23 minutes and 23 seconds. An absolute masterclass and the first representation of this 2025 top esports roster. Things are looking bright.
32 kills in 24 minutes, 25 minutes. Those are some pretty good numbers. Now, again, probably very inflated from the level 1, and I think that just one small ward could have done a lot of work at preventing how this game ended up playing out. Nevertheless, it's worth saying that top esports, they were all over it, let's say.
Yeah, they were. I mean, hey, you got to be there to pick up the ball, and IG just kept giving it right back to them over and over again. And, you know, I feel for IG in a lot of ways. You feel like they can't keep winning these fights if we just keep TPing in and keep coming back to it. But no, they did, and they kept doing it. And then it was such a lopsided game. I think, again, though, back to kind of a point you were making in the game itself is, you can get a stomping lead like that. We've seen it time and time again in the LPL, but a lot of teams in the LPL, a big league itself, won't know how to finish out games like that or won't be clinical on how they do it. Top esports was literally their own hospital at that point. They had the clinic wide open. Like it was crazy, the map dissection that they were able to do, and Kanavi leading the charge in that.
They were running the Rift, just absolutely top to bottom. They knew exactly what they were going to do, how they were going to do it. There was a small shake around the Baron, but they were so far ahead that they didn't really need to worry about that. And this is the gold graph of probably a coach's dream, right? Maybe it's a little bit flat in that like 15 to 20 minute marker, but like we got a lead, we never let it go. And there's very few peaks or very few bits where it dips down again. And that's probably where you're just seeing resets come through and somebody's catching a wave. But overall, up to nearly 15,000, the gold lead there. Whereas it appears that the biggest lead that IG ever got was 25 gold, maybe from pinging wards. I don't know.
It might have been just that, actually. A holistic effort. And honestly, you know, Creme was pretty quiet for a lot of that, but you need all the pieces to work itself. And I think in this situation, you have to think about the Fearless setup as well. The fact that none of these champions will be available for the next game in this best of 3. And there was a really succinct strategy that IG tried to go for that just didn't work.
Yeah, and I think that's a really solid point because they don't have now Nocturne, Orianna plus an Ashe to try and get themselves a win. For top esports, they're thinking, okay, well, we got the win. It doesn't matter that we've used these champions. They just had to do Jiejie like that and really put him on blast for a late flash. And again, I think that my MVP for this fight specifically is Crisp because he just sits in a brush, just stays there. He's absolutely stationary like a statue and then just catches them out again every single time.
How many times could I go behind this wall and do a crash down over the wall? We'll see. And apparently it was many times. And JackeyLove and Kanavi, like Kanavi obviously getting a lot of value off the souls in an early fight like this, but JackeyLove actually piloted this fight really well with such a low amount of resources available to him.
There have been a lot of memes around Lethal Tempo's re-edition, and sort of it's not a great rune, right? Relative to some of the other choices that people make. We found the use case where Lethal Tempo is just the best rune in the world. And it's when you fight level 1 and you fight for 20 seconds, just constantly churning out autos.
That's apparently the best of times. But it was, I know I didn't get to go fully into Kanavi story time, but it's refreshing to see the kind of reestablishing of a story for this guy on a different organization. We got to see that a lot last year with some big names going to new orgs. We see that again this year, but the fact that Kanavi is away from JDG, but still able to put out such back-breaking performances, it feels good to see him still in his own. And I know that the whole JDG roster was very, very upset about the way that the last couple of years had gone. So I think trying to find a new breath of air, new breath of life is really nice to see from Kanavi.
And I think that it's always a danger, isn't it, right? You make this big commitment to sign for a different roster. Sometimes it just falls flat, but I mean, nothing was flat about Kanavi's performance this game at all. It was absolutely solid and just so much positive words to be spreading around Kanavi specifically for this game, and that's the best you can hope for. As a Kanavi fan moving into this tournament, if this is the first showing you get, you take your hat off to him because it's just...
The stonks are high.
Exactly, they're exactly how you want them.
Oh, I didn't even realize. Okay, he got there a little late. I was like, I didn't even realize that he dropped the ball first and it kind of reconnected. That was kind of funny.
The really sad part is look who gets the kill onto JackeyLove.
Yep, I know.
Meiko with the plus 1,000. All of a sudden,
man.
The most well-paced.
He had to get his revenge, all right? He's like, I ain't letting you go without a kill.